and all these other programs brainwashing us, turning the American people into evil, corrupt creatures. Our country has been illegitimately hijacked. It's bigger than the political parties. It's a financial dictatorship. And the government is a crooked, corrupt fraud, period. Now, the American people don't want physical war with the criminal system, but it's going to want physical war, and it's engaged in physical war against us every day. And people everywhere are waking up to this injustice, and I just want the police and military and bureaucrats and everyone else to realize the American people and the people of the world who are being tyrannized are human beings. We have value. When you falsely charge us or falsely arrest us or falsely persecute us, or when these grand juries become kept creatures of the prosecutor and engage in corruption against good people, throw the book at innocent patriots but release violent offenders, you are committing massive frauds and massive crimes. And it doesn't matter if your corrupt system gives you a green light to do it and tells you it's okay. You know in your gut it's wrong, and it's not cute, and it's not funny. Now, as a society, we are at a crossroads. And I just ask servants of the establishment, even if you've engaged in corruption and lied to yourself about it and rationalized why you're doing it, it's not too late for you to turn back and just at least start being a better person and start treating people like human beings and stop engaging in corruption and violations of the Bill of Rights and Constitution. Because the bankers have decided to bring us into depression. They've decided to set up a police state. They've decided to try to forcibly inoculate people. They've decided to corner people and force the population to fight back. And more of that is going to happen. And in the end, the police and military that try to engage the American people in tyranny are going to be known as enemies of the Republic and are going to be known in history as scum and are going to be brought to justice. So you need to listen to me very carefully right now. It is time for you to unharden your hearts and to really reflect this weekend on who you are and what you are and who you want to be in this short life. It is now time for you to do the right thing. I hope you'll do the right thing, but at least reflect on what our country and what our world has turned into and ask yourself, do you want to change course in your life? Because if you don't know this government's corrupt, if you don't know our society's imploding, if you don't know that the government's illegitimate, and if you don't understand it's growing like a cancer, you are blind. Something is wrong with you. Something is fundamentally screwed up with you. There, I've said it. Now, we have an article up on Infowars.com. American Freedom to Fascism star Sherry Jackson is being murdered. I would have the headline, Valiant Inside IRS Whistleblower Being Politically Persecuted and Tortured. I don't know about being a star. I don't ever think of this work we do as being stars, but my heart breaks. How do those continue to sit by as our fellow human beings are put behind bars and treated as subhuman? Have we lost touch with our humanity? Yes. And when we lose touch with our humanity, then everybody starts getting abused because people then accept it. I see hundreds of movies now. Every movie where they show tasering and being tortured is fun. They're selling us that torture is cute and funny. I pray for those behind bars as our country holds more prisoners than any other country on the planet, even Obama's favorite, Red China. We see how they treat brown people in cages overseas. They are profiled as potential terrorists. You think they're going to treat us any better? Torture is torture, and it's wrong, no matter when used. In this regard, I choose to walk with Christ, and it goes on from there. That's the person that wrote this article, Don't Tread on Me. Now, they then give out the call and fax numbers demanding immediate medication for Sherry Jackson. And here is Sherry Jackson's letter that we posted up at Infowars.com. Hi, friends and family. Please pray for my wife. This is from her husband, Sherry Peel Jackson. She's still having challenges while she's incarcerated. Thank you in advance for your prayers and encouragement. Here's a letter from Sherry to our congressman concerning her current situation. I am Sherry Peel Jackson, your former CPA. I am writing you because I am concerned that my health and my life. Prior to becoming a political prisoner, I was the picture of health. In late June 2009, I started experiencing a rapid heartbeat on an irregular basis. That's because it's all GMO, all soy, which is filled with estrogen, all MSG. It's a chemical weapons, what they feed people in prison. Since this has happened infrequently in the past, I did not think much of it. However, in mid-July, it started happening on a regular basis, and I became concerned. I went to the medical staff twice in mid-July, only to be given 1-minute EKG tests and powerful meds without proper diagnosis. I did not take the meds because I had not seen a specialist. 1 week later, on July 21st, I left the dorm in flip-flops to go tell the officers I was having a heart attack. The officers on duty called the ambulance, and the ambulance checked my heart for their profile EKG system machine. It was beating at 150 beats per minute. They took me to a hospital where I remained until Friday. During my hospital stay, it was determined that my heart was healthy, but my thyroid was producing too much hormone. See, everybody's having their thyroids removed right now from all the chemicals in the food, thus speeding up my heart. This is called hyperthyroidism or Graves' disease. I was given 2 medications by the hospital. And then it goes on. The hospital doctor told me 4 weeks later the prison medical unit was to do blood tests to determine how the thyroid medication was affecting my body. The blood test was taken in late August, and I was told I would be placed on the appropriate schedule, and it goes on from there. And then it just goes into how they're now denying her care, even though they admit she has this problem. And it's just unbelievable. It's a long letter. It's up on the site. But it's the food they feed them. We've done a whole show on this in the past, and they do all sorts of medical experiments on people in the prisons as well. I'm going to come back and hit the key parts of this and finish up with what's happening to this political prisoner right now. They tried to set up Joe Bannister, the former Treasury agent, but he beat him in court. She didn't because the judge ordered the jury to convict her, which is criminal.